Oh yeah. Oh, the timer's on. There we go. Yo, how's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? Is everybody scared? Yeah, that shit's coming, man. This is kind of impromptu. Uh, I was sitting on the couch and I was watching this video like 8 or 9 times, and I was sitting there thinking, man, there's a lot of shit in this video. I don't know if people. Oh, I missed it. 41 seconds. Damn it, that sucked. Yo, how's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? So, I was sitting on the couch. I figured, hey, why not share this with my fellow community members, right? I don't know if you guys saw any of this stuff, but a lot of good stuff in here, a lot of good stuff. So, welcome to episode 12 of the Grub Report. I decided instead of spending 3 days making a video, I would just do it live. I guess it's kind of like a proving ground as well, right? Make sure I'm not chat GPT and everything and shit. So, anyway, I'm sure everybody saw this video, but let's do it in page vision, right? That's always fun. How's everyone doing tonight, man? Sometimes I don't feel like I connect with you guys that much. Talking. Everybody excited about this? Anybody worried about this? I can tell you what, a lot of shit to go over. So I'll try to make it really quick. The video is a minute, and knowing me, this shit will probably take like 20 or 30 minutes. So, but a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff in here. I turned the sound off so it doesn't like blow everybody out of the water. Can everybody hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Otherwise, I'm just talking and nobody hears me. Hello, everyone. Hello, Paul. Good to see everybody in here. Thumbs up if you can hear me. Usually, my co-hosts they tell me. Good reading. Thinking about. Yep, we're gonna talk about that junk right now. Right now. But I don't know if people can hear me. So if you can, just put in the comments that you can hear me. Ah, good. All right, now we can start. Great. So, really quick. So, everybody knows this went up for pre order. Oh, and just a little disclaimer, really quick. There will be a show tomorrow, but I didn't want to bog down my co hosts with this information. I'll probably beat them down just a little bit tomorrow with this, but I wanted to like just get this shit off my chest. So, anyway, so we had this go up today. I think this was pretty unexpected. This is the first reveal of Mezco Con. Okay, 2023. And if you guys saw the video, maybe you picked some of this stuff out, maybe you didn't. But like I said, I turned the video, the audio off. So hopefully this will work really quick. I'm off camera, so I can't see you guys typing, but I'll come back. All right. So really quick, you start off in your opening scene. This is cool because this is an homage to the 80s. Well, I guess it was what, like 78 to 82? I don't know. You have to check the dates, but it's a sitcom. It was called Mork and Mindy. Okay, and the sitcom is pretty much where Robin Williams he plays this alien that gets dropped on Earth, and he's supposed to study the human race and everything. And of course, they got to throw a love interest in there. So there's a female, and they go through their journey as a couple, and everything. But this suit design that they have, this is like an homage to that character. Okay, um, and as you're going through this, you'll see him talking to a bunch of characters. These, if you guys have the first comic, this is like a panel shot of what you got in the comic. These are these five guys, and you got them here. And this is kind of cool because, again, it's an homage to what happened at the show. At the end of the episode, he would talk about his life adventures and all the lessons he learned to these faceless people and Nanu Nanu and all that stuff. It's a cool show. But it was in the comic. I still would like to see Pig Group. Still haven't seen Pig Group. But anyway, so you're running through this really quick. It's really cool. And when you get to number 4, I know a lot of people were wondering around the 4-second mark. He's talking. Hold on a second. Get through this stuff. Salute. Shout out to the animator. I was prior military, and so when I see people do goofy ass salutes with the wrong hand, or when they do a salute and they totally miss their head, it's weird. But this looks really good. Plus, he's double jointed, right? So Anyway, and this guy, he likes to salute too. Look at that. So this is also like a little accessory reveal. So it looks like we're going to get this little communicator. It'd be cool if they had this little thing right here. Let me see if anybody's in the chat. Good evening. Yeah, what's up? All right. I'm going to make sure I'm not avoiding anybody or anything like that. So let's continue on. Let's continue on. So you got him. Now, this is where it starts to get interesting. Okay. So I want you to pay attention to something really quick. If you guys notice right here, now this might be After Effects. This might actually be the suit, but you can see there's flickering. So it's like a light up feature, both sides right here. Got your little harness and everything, got the little guy there. And if you keep going forward a little bit more, I skipped it. It's so quick. Some of these things you gotta like get it right when it happens. But these are just little things that you'll see like here, and then watch his hands. These little controls, they're articulated. So if you can see him move them, boom. So there it goes, hyperspace. This is a good shot right here because this will show you that this mech suit, it's in a flight mode. So pay attention to what this looks like. Also, if you look right here, you can see the heads up display that looks like it lights up. So again, all this is speculation. This is just me riffing on stuff. And then, of course, you get ludicrous speed with this thing as well. Boom, look at that. All right. This is another thing right here. Now, I'm pointing this stuff out because we'll get to it at the end, but I want to show you this stuff right now. So boom, ludicrous speed, boom. And then right here, superhero landing. But you can see that there's a different mode right here, right? You went from flight mode to Iron Man mode, boom. And then you got the complete layout of the character. One of the things I also want to point out is the scale of this. So you can see Gomez is in here, right? And there'll be better angles a little bit later. But you're going to see that the size of this character looks like he's 1/2 of the actual size of the suit. Okay. Now, I think that's really, really important. Let me see. Let's see here. All right. So, not the best superhero landing. I guess I'd probably give that a 7.5. So then you get here, good storytelling, of course, got hero, danger, tension, action. And also around boom, 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 boom. All right, right here. This is good because you can start seeing like the little details. I don't know if this is going to let me scroll up or down. All right, cool. So you can see like the little details in the suit. The reason why I point this out because it doesn't look like it's just like one of those plastic toys. You can see panel lining. You can see some of the details in there. Like I said, this is lighter feature of the canopy. Looks like it'll probably open. And then afterwards, you can see a laser sword. Again, pistons, depth, dimension, all sorts of different things. I wonder if these fingers are articulated. Boom, laser sword, laser sword. But it's cool because you start seeing the angle of this suit. Let me take a break and make sure. Let's see here. I'll make sure I'm not missing anybody's comments while we do this. Yeah, this is definitely going to hit people's wallets. We'll talk about that in a second, too. He's listening to Chicken Frequency. Who controls the void? Darth Gomez, I'm thinking. The way it looks. Yeah, there goes my Dragonfly money. Yeah. Dude, good to see you, bro. Sorry I didn't tell you guys. I was just like on the fly did this. Maybe 250. Yeah, I'm wondering about the price. I had a couple of ideas. Jetpack 230. Yeah, 230 is a good price, but there's a reason why I don't think it's going to be that price. So kind of bear me out. I think you're hitting it on the nose a little bit more, but let's continue. So danger, laser sword. Look at all these little things you got here. Like I said, panel lining. There's different sections of this right here. Also, you have the hood. I think that's probably going to open. Pew pew laser sword. Oh, I wanted to show this too, because if you look at this, I'm sure somebody will probably say, oh, it's reuse from Dr. Freeze. But I think this also confirms the light up feature because you see these little things back here. If everybody has seen Dr. Freeze, you know that he has these on the back of his cryo pack. So that's another reason why I think that's a light up feature. So light up feature, articulated Vortex Suit. You've got also, I don't know what to call this. I guess the hood, laser sword. Again, take all these things into consideration when you're thinking about this stuff, okay? So pew pew pew. Again, different angles. Man, see if you look at that, you can see there's articulation points at the knees, at the elbows. I'm wondering about this too, because if he's holding the sword, that means the fingers could be articulated, and you get a good side view of this. I had some notes. Where are we at? Oh, and then I think at 30, so slice and dice. Boom. I think you get, yeah, it's here. So you get to see this again. More panel lining, more sections. I swear, I think that that lights up. And this sword as well. I don't know if they're going to do an accessory where it's just kind of like the Krieg, where you have that plastic piece, but they're advertising that this is lit up. So I don't know, maybe there's a function where the sword will actually light up as well. Let's see here. And then they kind of cut away really quick and boom. Oh, I had such a nostalgia boner for this. It's like the Rocketeer. As soon as I saw this, I thought to myself, I go, oh, here's the Rocketeer. But more accessory reveals, right? So you got the jetpack. You're going to have these goggles. You get to see the suit a little bit better. Utility belt. You're going to have this atomic cosmic blaster, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. You also have tubes and stuff like that. That comes into play a little bit later. I'm wondering about this suit material as well. But you get to see a lot of the angles. And then afterwards, pushing forward, you get a better look at this stuff. I think I missed it. I'll try to go back a little bit. So, yep. More details, little suit. And let's go forward a little bit more. Yeah, they're flying. Now you're just showing off. Then, of course, Lex goes. Definitely getting shot up. Pew, pew, pew. And then pew. Gotcha. But yeah, so this is cool. This looks like to me like a modified version of the atomic pea shooter that they had. Now it doesn't look exactly like it. Looks like more of an updated one, but this gun, it came with the 9-inch Gomez. I think it was like in 2018. They had a line. There was like 4 of them, but they gave them like this kind of like style of a pea shooter, but it had like circles and stuff. But it looks kind of like that. So atomic pea shooter, and then we'll go to the turn. Got to have a villain, right? All right. So some of this, is stuff that I saw. Some of this is stuff that people in the group pointed out too as well. But this looks like a completely new head sculpt, light up feature. And again, this character is not confirmed. They're just showing him. So most likely we might see a version of this character, maybe with some modifications. Maybe they just did this as a stand-in, but we've seen these kinds of characters. But light up head. This guy looks like he's utilizing a lot of the Krieg body. The design is there, like, because he has that power up, reactor piece in the middle. But I looked at some of the chest plates, the Krieg chest plate, and Bishop did not. It's not Bishop, and then Cable. And if you guys know of any other chest plates or anything else like that, let me know. But those are the ones that I saw. And this sculpting around the buckles and everything, that's completely different. Somebody in the group, I think it was Mech, he pointed out that this belt looks like Destro's belt. And then he also pointed out a little bit later, if we can get in here, it's got a nice little swag walk. Sword. Now, everybody got a little Star Wars boner off of that, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it's going to let me go back. There you go. All right, we'll just go forward. So classic showdown, spaghetti western, nice little homage to Star Wars. Got a lightsaber, little tube that's hooked up to that. This head sculpt, I'm pretty sure people have seen this head sculpt before. This is the Gomez of Death, but it was beat up. Now I don't know if this is kind of like some altering or anything like that. Maybe they just kind of shopped the blood out. But I think the teeth is different, but the eye, remember it was bruised up before, but it's cool to have an expression. So maybe we'll get that. I'm not sure if this sword lights up, but maybe it does because there is a cord. So hey, lots of good stuff here. And then here you go. So This is a good one. You can probably see. Hopefully, I don't lose it, but you can see the creek body. There's like some underlaying of it right there. But most of these pieces, they look like cable creek, but there's some different sculpting. I think Mick had talked about this arm, and I don't know if we can get in there closer. It's easier to do on my phone, but the arm, I think he had mentioned that he thought it was Hawk P40. So, yes, for a character that hasn't been confirmed, this looks like it has some parts. But again, you never know if we're going to get this character, if they're going to actually do something different with it. But that's what you have. And then, of course, your Swartz is as big as mine. He has a little laser wrist sword. Really cool. Keep going, and then boom. There you go. More accessories, clips. So people, if you're not a fan of those clips, these aren't the hard ones. Like the Death Adder one, I never really have too big of a problem with that. I just take some tweezers and do that. But then, of course, bam, bam. There you go. So, a lot to take in, right? A lot to take in. So, let's go through the chat and see what people think. All right. I'm going to go backwards. See some people, what they say. I think we're off. Yep. So, 275. We'll close this. We'll maybe open it back up here in a second. Okay. All right. Cool. Dude, appreciate everybody dropping in and just listening to me rant, because I just saw this video and I thought we talk about this on the show for the last couple weeks. You know, I've been saying, oh man, I think that they're going to go big, and obviously they went big. But I think this is cool. But before all this stuff jumps off, I think it's cool for everybody to get mentally prepared in what they're going to do, man, because they said they're going to do multiple reveals, and this is a big one, like right out the gate. And so, if you're trying to plan not only this line's buying options, you know, you might want to also take into consideration that they also advertise they're going to have multiple offerings, not only for 112, but possibly the other lines. And then you got all these other things that keep getting brought up. MC sent me something today. They're doing Tunnel Rat tomorrow. Thank you very much for that, bro. So I think these talks are good because it just kind of gets you mentally prepared. You know, what are you going to do? Personally, my wallet's in protest, but my heart is like, damn, this is great. I don't know if I'd want them to do Star Wars. Maybe this is their way of doing Star Wars without doing Star Wars. So just go through, see what everybody thinks. And then there was a couple of little things I wanted to wrap up with that I think are kind of important. Maybe you guys would, and the facial expressions, maybe two heads. Yeah. So take all of these things into consideration. Is this the Ultraman suit that was teased on the stealth? No, I think that one looked like it was more of an Ultraman based one with a silver head. This one has like a red suit as opposed to the color palette swap. Love the cord, not yes. See, that's why I love Mario in here, man. Always drops a good life. Yeah, that McQuarrie art, man. Yeah, he knows his stuff. See his hand. Yep. That's why he murdered the Hornet. Yep. Let's see what else. So now we start getting into price point. And the reason why I point this out, like I said, is to kind of get everyone kind of like mentally ready for this. I was talking to a couple of my friends today, and they were like, "Oh, what do you think it'll be?" And so traditionally, like figures, I talked about this in the group. The figures usually range like what, 95 to 112, you know, depending on what they want to do, 120. So you already have that because you got a figure, right? And then, of course, some of these pictures, I can't pull them up, but you saw the mech suit, how big it is. I'm pretty confident in saying this is probably the biggest offering that they've probably put out. And so I think it's probably, if a 6-inch figure is fitting in the cockpit, it looks like you have a little bit of room at the top and the bottom. So I would say that this thing is probably 12 to 13 inches tall. And then if you look at it, he's in the center and it has arms. So that means the width of it is probably at least, I would say, 3 to 4 figures. So this is a very big offering. And then if you throw in the fact that it's articulated and then also it possibly has a light up feature, and then accessories that light up. These are just things to take into consideration. I know people don't want to hear this, but personally, for me, I think that this offering is probably going to hit north of $300. That's just to get you ready because you don't know, you know, what it might be. I could be completely off, and then you can take this video and shove it back down my throat and say, "You were wrong, Paige. You were wrong." Buck Rogers, oh, another one, man. Yeah, yeah. Mech is dropping stuff, so take that in consideration. So they're gonna have this. It'll go up tomorrow. One of the other questions or something that I also saw was, do people think it'll be a buy it now if it'll be an NRD? And this is just my theory. Okay, I I don't know if they would do an NRD. The reason why is because I think it's a buy it now is because for one, if it's an expensive offering, uh, I honestly think, and this is not to generate hype at all or anything like that. If you take everything that I said into consideration, I don't know if they would really put a lot of money into producing a lot of these because they are expensive. They don't know how well it would go over, right? So if you're doing a limited run, you would have it pretty much ready. And then also, they probably want that money for this offering. They don't want to have people going, oh, no, I don't know if I want this, right? So personally, I think it's a buy it now also because SDCC is coming up. And if they're revealing this now, that means that they're revealing it for the convention, right? So that means that they'll probably have a few on hand. So maybe it's a split shipment or something, but that's my rationale with it. I think personally they're going to want the money. It won't, I don't think it will be something that they direct ship right now, but I think that they'll do the buy it now where they take your money and then they ship close to or sometime after MezcoCon or SDCC, whatever you want to call it. That's my theory. Um, I think it's a low production number. And then also, I think that's not a bad thing because when I was looking through the comments, a lot of people, we talked about this before with all the offerings, it's an expensive offering. And I don't know if everybody's going to be really all in with this. One good thing about it that I was thinking about is if that price point is so high, that's going to discourage people from buying 5 or 6. We just had if you back the Operation Dragonfly, if you're in on that, you've already put some money away and you got all these little pre-orders. So I think the price point for this, is it going to fly off the shelf? I don't know, but at least the price point, if it's high, it'll kind of discourage a lot of people from buying multiples. And I wouldn't want to even be looking for this on the aftermarket later. So price point can work that way too. What was something else that I saw somebody saying? Let me see. I'm super pumped. Yeah, 350. That's what I honestly, yeah, you might. Yeah, I don't know. And again, this is just me spitballing theories and stuff like that. Um, I that's what I mean. I think it's a limited run. I don't. If you look at some of the comments and it kind of predicts it, a lot of people and it's nothing bad. A lot of people just don't have the disposable income to do it. Do you know what I mean? Especially if you're doing multiple offerings, not only with Mezco, but then also with everything else SDCC. I mean, we've talked about it on the show. Jada Toys, NECA's coming out with stuff. GI Joe's putting out stuff. There's a lot of stuff coming out, and so uh, it's kind of hard to say. Yeah, let's make 10,000 of these and just hope they sell. This is a pretty. It seems like it's a pretty a pretty high end offering from them. So let's see. I can't wait to see Bluto's Dio. I hope it's less. A lot of stuff in the Mech suit. Yeah. And so I have another theory too. So hear me out. I think, again, this is just me. I think they swung for the fences on this. We talked about it on the Hangout a bunch of times, how it would be cool if Mezco kind of did like a Kickstarter or a crowd. I'm really surprised that they didn't do it for this. I'm wondering how it would have went with collectors if they would have saw that and said, "Damn, we'll back this," and then maybe the production numbers could have been higher. But that's not the way it went, or if they went something smaller. So Let's say they just kind of gambled with this and they said, we're going to make X amount of these figures, knowing that it might be limited and then knowing that the demand might not be there. I know a lot of people are thinking, this sucks because I may not have the disposable income to get this mech suit, right? It's huge. And if the price tag goes along with it, you're going to have a lot of people that might be discouraged at the fact that they maybe just wanted the mech suit, or maybe they just wanted the you know, the God, I'm so tired. The you know, the Void Cadet Gomez, right? So I know that they listened, and I know that they probably thought this out. So personally, what I think is it's a very smart business decision for them too to offer this as a single offering. That way you can it's kind of like a compromise. You're kind of you're kind of rewarding, not rewarding, you're kind of giving something to the customer base that can do it, but then you're not excluding people who can't do it. So uh that's another thing I wanted to talk to people about, because all we have right now is this mech suit is coming. We don't really know. So mentally preparing for this, I would tell people kind of like sit back a little bit and wait to see what happens. If you can't afford it, or you know you don't have that disposable income, just kind of wait and see what they do, because they've said they're going to do multiple exclusives. Maybe this is a route that they can take that's a good compromise, because you know how some people are, they're going to be, oh, I got to get into this, or I'll they're going to be parting it out, and you might have people trying to use the aftermarket against the community. So I would say just kind of be patient and kind of see where they go with this. You're not going to miss out really on it, because if you weren't able to get it, you just weren't able to get it. It doesn't make sense to pay two-thirds or the same amount just for a figure when they may offer it later. So just kind of hold off and see if they do a single offering. That might be something, because I think that would be a very smart business decision on their part. So that's my little thing on that. All right. I think that's all I had, really. I think this is a pretty good start for them, man. It's kind of a. I was watching Creed 3 today, man. That's a good movie, but it's kind of like that straight right. It's a hard punch to take right out the gate. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Are you guys nervous about this? Are you guys interested? I really think it's going to be cool to actually see the whole buffet of offerings when they kind of show everything. Somebody should make a trip like they post. Yeah, yeah. Just kind of the good thing about it is the aftermarket is not like it used to be. You know, most of this stuff is kind of like settled down, and you can get a lot of stuff for retail. We talked about that on the show a couple of times, but this is this may be one of those special offerings. I know I'm not making it any better by saying maybe it's limited. Like I said, these are all my thoughts. Nothing is set in stone with this. I don't know anything. This is just what I got from the video, and this is what I figured out in my head, and it makes sense to me. I really think that they should do a single offering. I really think that that would go over well. The last thing you want is to kind of isolate or make your customer base upset that, for one, maybe they can't get it at the convention, but they're locked into something. We've seen that before, right? Where they put swag stuff and there's some backlash. And I do think that they take that feedback, and maybe they don't advertise it, but I think that they do take that stuff in, and they try their best to kind of work on it. And I'm hoping that this is one of those times when they'll just say, yeah, let's give people an option. I really think that would be a home run for them, and I really think it would like resonate with collectors. So I see what I see you talk. I see you the old talk me. I see you buy more. Yeah, that's what we do, right? I want to mark. I'm psyched. Yeah, I'm wondering how deep they're gonna go with this. They said war. This is a void war, so that gives you uh, a blank slate to make characters. I mean, are we going to see more of these suits? Are we going to see more vehicles? There's a lot to take in with this, man. So I just posted my he the video for the Darth Crick. Yeah, I'm all in. Dope convo information. So yeah, thank you, man. There's a lot of good stuff in there. I think I went over everything that I had. Yeah. Buy it now, buy it now. I wrote down some notes, you know, but I wrote down notes. No chat GPT. I want to put this out because, get my thoughts out there. I'm pretty sure this is going to be talked about a lot of different opinions. 1 p.m. drop. So the date has been confirmed. The time has not been confirmed, but traditionally it is around 1 p.m. I would say if you are a part of one of the Mezco groups, or keep an eye out on Instagram, or usually I'll put something up. But as long as you're in that little circle, I can guarantee you you'll have people telling you, "Hey, it's up," that kind of stuff. So I don't think this is something that people want to make. Pale cricket, yeah, dude, this is funny. I was wondering how many people, because you know how they showed that video initially, and everybody's like, "Oh, they're making just another hybrid Krieg." I was like, I don't know. I think this is just a transition to another part of the storyline. And everybody's, oh no, and they were bashing the Krieg, and now this is something that kind of accents that line. So I was wondering how many people are going to try to backtrack to get that. So let's see here. 1 a.m. drop. Can you imagine that? The world would burn. Can you imagine? And then how if it went over like that? Like I said, you notice they learn from stuff, and they haven't done a 1 or 12 a.m. drop since. So yeah, man. Okay, cool, man. Yep, just keep it up. And like I said, as soon as I see it, I'll make sure I put it up, and I'll put the link in there. I mean, I gotta get mine first, but I wonder how many people are gonna get at this. There'll be that one guy that has like 5 or 6 of them. Mech flex. All right. That's about all I had, guys. Wanted to try to keep it a little bit short. Did you guys have any questions? Anything at all? Let me go back to your separate offerings. Yeah, separate offerings would be cool. I really think so. I'm late, but the mech suit has an egg shape too. Hey man, good to see you. Uh, Possible Buster Missile style for the future. Yeah, there's a lot of little offshoots that you could do with this. I'm just wondering, could this be a gear up for something Star Wars? Oh God, this is a great idea, Mario. Yeah, I wonder how many people are going to be picking up. I've seen a lot of Union Gomez's going for like $100. I've been thinking about grabbing a couple of them, just to have them. And that's about it. Let's see here. I think that's it. I think so. I think we're all caught up. Let's see here. Mezco group. Nervous. Yet happy about tomorrow. Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be good. So mentally, think about these things. Price point. You know, options. Kind of seeing where they go with this, and then prepping yourself for everything that's coming, because it was no lie. I don't know if you guys have noticed, all these shows have led up to this point, and everything that we've talked about on these shows: financial beatdown, multiple exclusives. We talked about exclusives Mezco's been possibly going to be putting up and doing, and they're doing that now. All of this stuff is to get people prepared. So now you got some time to think about some things. Yeah, do I want this? Do I want to wait? Do I want to look for another version? So just kind of keep all of this stuff in your head so you make smart decisions for yourself. I used to be one of those people where you're just like making game time decisions, and it's not a good thing. I'm happy that I made some of those decisions, but not for me. I'm thinking it's a yellow murder hornet that went through the void from yesterday's video. I was gonna talk about this tonight, and then I was like, no, I'll talk about it tomorrow. But there's so much, and that's another reason why I did this tonight because I don't want to beat these guys down with everything. I want to hear their thoughts, but there's so much to cover. I wanted to do a little separate episode, but I had a segment in that video. If you watch that video, there is a bunch of little Easter eggs in there, but you really got to pay attention. Really got to pay attention. There's a reason why they did that extended clip. I can tell you that. If you just look at it and then just make mental notes of the characters and what you see, because obviously they did that video and it transitioned into what we saw today, and they got a little plan. You can tell. So I saw three things. We'll talk about one tomorrow, but watch that video if you get a chance. Not for views, but it's got some good information. Buenas noches. Hey, Plasty. Oh, Plasty. He actually just. Why is this coming up? Fire the production guy, bro. Seriously. Plasty. I got you, man. I thought you were gonna change your name because you were going green. I like Plasty so much, man. I want to make sure I get this right, bro. I don't want to I hate messing it up. And of course, it's this stupid thing. Yeah. So if you guys get a chance, Plasty actually just put up his Halloween review. He's got a bunch of them, man. He's been putting out a bunch of shit. All of that. Hopefully, I'm not telling you business or anything like that, but Plasty's been putting out videos all while doing a convention. I don't know how you do it, bro. You, Darius, all these guys, man. I don't know how you put out so much content, but he's got a bunch of great videos. But he just put up this Halloween video, and I'm hoping that he puts like a compilation video of what he did at this convention. You look like you've been having a blast, bro. So yeah. What the hell are we gonna do this summer, man? Well, yeah, man. And that's another thing we talked about on the show. I said that I think that they're gonna hit over 30 this year, and bam. Do we count this as more than two figures? Yeah, but I don't ever do it. It's an offering. But anyway. So yeah, with these offerings, and then they said they're gonna have multiples, that just adds onto the pile. And God, dude, I really think that they're gonna hit over 30. I would say 35, but anyway. It makes sense. One got grabbed by the green tentacles. Yeah, it does. And so he's black and green from the magic of the Necroverse. That was one of the things that I was thinking about. So you have like, because Atticus Doom has also been showcased in that kind of like gray area, that parallel universe. You remember he had his house and it was kind of like floating in space, and they had one of the I wonder if like Void Wars, with everything that's going, that's when they could put in this Pink Skull's cosmonaut set that we keep seeing. But anyway, back to Mario. Yeah. So yeah, maybe there's a chance of that happening. You know, this cross like branding of like Mech, Krieg, Atticus Doom, Necroverse, like all mixed together, dude. That's like some shit. That's like out there. Spacesuit Doc Knock. Yep, that would be cool too. And it all kind of fits. Yeah, man. This is interesting to see where they're going. I know some people might just think that they're just throwing stuff at the wall, but if you really look at the comics, they've been kind of teasing these little side stories and these little dimensions for a while now. But anyway, I'm rambling. Dude, man, I really appreciate everybody that came in. If I faked you out and you thought that I was going to pull out a box and I had this, I apologize. I don't do clickbait, and I'm pretty sure that I said I was just going to be talking about it. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure you got some good information off of this. At least like have some good conversations in the group. It's been really cool to see everybody talking about this, getting their thoughts out, and people being genuinely excited about it. They'll announce this tomorrow. We'll get promo images. I'm wondering, you know, if they sent this out maybe to influencers or random people. You know how they do that. So make sure you kind of keep an eye out for that. Maybe one of your friends has it and they just haven't told you shit yet. So I think it would go. That'd be another thing too that would go really cool to have a video or some photos that they've done with people in the past. They just give it to random people, and so that way you see different perspectives and you get to hear different takes on it. I know we get used to seeing or hearing certain people talk about these things, so it's always good to have fresh takes, but it's also very good to hear from the people that are experienced with these figures, man, so we know what we're getting. They have a great idea of that. So all right. Let's see here. It's all a void. I'll be reviewing it tomorrow. Yeah, you will. Yeah, man. I appreciate you, bro, man. Thanks for stopping by, man. Have a great rest of the day. Everybody does. Yeah, just kidding. But come watch. It'll be fun. Yeah, it will. Lots of good stuff tomorrow to talk about. We'll be talking about the final reveal of this, uh, of this figure or figures, whatever they decide to show. And then we'll be talking about our SDC stuff. And I had a couple of quick little segments to talk about, but a good show tomorrow, man. I'm working on it actually right now. So again, thank you everybody that stopped by. I appreciate you. I hope you have a good night. And then transfer your money from your savings to your checking to savings. Make sure you're all prepared for tomorrow, just in case they take all that shit right at the jump. You know, it's better to be mentally prepared than emotionally surprised, I guess. Yeah, that didn't make sense. Whatever. I wonder what they're going to do. It's going to be so interesting.